Oh, hello. Welcome into my workshop. This is one of the many wildlife sculptures that I've been working on, and I'm just adding the finishing touches to this, and as you can see. But today I'd like to, my name is Louis Palladini, and the name of the show is Creations in Clay. And I'd like to show you how to do some simple sculptures, you know, some basic sculptures like, for instance, a teddy bear. I'd like to show you how to make a teddy bear tonight, and I'll show you how to do it in several easy steps. And that's, I think, what we'll do. What I like to do is you can work in any type of clay. You know, these are just some examples of the type of clay that you can use. This is like an oil-based clay that never hardens. This is an air-based clay here that if you leave it out, it will harden over probably after a couple hours or even overnight. But my preference for clay is something called Super Sculpey. It's just a preference of mine, and that's what I'll be using, because what I like about this is that I can actually fire it in a regular home oven and at 275 degrees for maybe like 15 or 30 minutes, and then it will enable me to paint the clay later. But you can use any type of clay. You can buy this in an art store. And I want to show you what you need to do the teddy bear today. And what I'd like to do is you want to have one big ball of clay for the body. You want to have this size ball for the head. You're going to make 4 smaller balls here for the arms and legs. And then you're going to make some smaller balls of clay. As you can see here, they're very kind of tiny for the ears. And we're going to make another ball of clay about this size for the snout. You're going to have 2 little eyes, as you can see here, and the nose. So what I like to do is I like to take this clay here. What we're going to do is we're going to make the body. So what you do is you kind of mold it into the shape of the body. What I do is take the body like this and kind of make it into an oval. You want to make it into like an oval shape. And once you've made that oval shape, we're going to get ready to put the head on. So you just kind of sculpt it with your fingers like this. You mold it into the shape that you want, the oval. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this other round piece of clay here, and I'm going to work it in to the other piece of clay here. As you can see here, what we're doing is I like to knead it with my hands. This clay is beautiful for doing this. This clay never hardens until you fire it in the oven. So it's moldable. You can mold it as long as you never fire it. But like I said, there's other types of clay that you can use also. So now we got the bear here. I've attached the head. Now what we want to do is look at making the legs and the arms. What I like to do is roll them. You can use this here, roll it like so, and then what you want to do is kind of sculpt it into the shape of the arm, like this. You can see and that's, it almost like it looks like a small log. So you sculpt that, and we're going to do 4 of these. So I like to roll it on the table, and we're going to do this for another one. And we're going to sculpt it like so. And finally, you'll do about 4 of these shapes. It kind of looks like a little log here. This is what it should look like just about before it's completed to be attached to the body. And finally, we will sculpt the last leg, and we will, as you can see here, and so they're all approximately the same size. As you can see here, those are going to be the 2 legs. So now what we will do is we will take and we will attach this to the bottom. What I like to do is work the leg into the body like that. You can, now I'm going to be using a toothpick tonight, and then you can take and work the leg in, just like so. And then we're going to take the other leg and do the exact same thing. We're going to go to the other side, and you take and you work the clay into the body like this. Because you don't want the legs to fall off, so you will be working the clay into the body like this. If you want, you can actually like sit it down like this at this point, and just to check to see if it's going to stay up. That's why you want to make sure you work the clay in really good. So now we're going to take and make the arms. And we're going to take and work this right arm, and we're going to take and work that clay into the body. For the final arm, we will place that on here. And as you can see, we're working the arm into the body. So, and the bear should look something. You're starting to see the teddy bear body be formed with the arms. Now you got the head. The next thing we want to do is make these little ears. So what I like to do is take the small ears, take and pinch them between my fingers like so. You'll see that's what it should look like from the front. And then from the side, it'll look something like that. You want to give it the round shape of a bear's ear. So what we'll do now is we will take and we will sculpt it into the head now. You want to knead the clay like so. So now you can see that we have the ear on top of the head now. The second ear now we'll do the exact same thing. You want to knead it, kind of flatten it out almost like a pancake, make it round like that, and then we're going to take and we're going to put that on the other side of the bear's head. And you work it in, you work it in with your fingers. Work the clay into the head. And then what I like to do too is kind of look at the bear, see is everything balanced out. Like sometimes one ear may appear larger than the other, but you can either add or subtract clay. So what I like to do is just kind of look at it and see, is it balanced? You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. So now what I like to do next is I like to make the snout. This piece of clay, we're going to make this into the snout. So what you do is almost kind of make it like into a triangle. So you're going to make it almost like a triangle type shape. So we're going to take like this. See, that's what it should look like from the side. And we're going to take and we're going to put that right on the front of the face like so. And we're going to work that in with our fingers. And that's what it kind of should, it's starting to take shape. You can now start to see the bear's head and his face. It's really starting to form now. So the next step that I like to do is take and make the eyes. There are a couple of little, it might be a little hard to see, but there's these little button-like eyes. And we're going to take those and we're going to almost flatten them like pancakes. Take them, flatten them like that. You can see they're very small. And then we're going to take this, and then we're going to put it on the bear's head, and we're going to make the eye just like so. See I'm going to put the eye like that. And then we're going to make another little shape again, another little eye. And we're going to take and flatten that like a pancake again. And that's what it should look like. And then we're going to take that and we're going to place that on the bear's head. So that's what it should look like. I'm going to take that, and there you have, and then what we're going to try to do is we're going to look to see, make sure it's balanced. Sometimes it's a little off, but that's the great thing about the clay, that you can change it and make it into the shape you want. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a little nose. So what I'm going to do is almost make this into like a triangular shape. We'll have to, let's see like this, like that. What I like to do is I like to put the bear's nose on here and see, does it look right? In this situation, I think the bear's nose seems a little too large. So what we would do is take off some of the clay, and it's the subtractive additive technique. We'll make a little triangle, and we'll put that in front, and you kind of just flatten it. And then you try to make a little triangular type nose. So, and then the next step I usually like to do is I just like to look at the bear, make sure all the proportions are somewhat balanced. As you can see, I'm going to rotate the bear around. Just make sure that you had kneaded the clay in to the body and all the arms and the legs. And now what I like to do is take and we're going to create the fur. So we're going to start with the front, and you want to take this and take the toothpick and kind of just pull it along like so. And that will create, you want to go all the way down the body. And what you're going to do too is you're going to do the arms, you're going to do the legs. And so what I like to do is we'll create the fur like this to give it the texture. It's great. I mean, it's amazing what you can do with the clay, and you're only limited by your imagination. So you take the toothpick and you go all the way around each leg. And you create the teddy bear's fur. You want to go around from the front to the sides. You want to get the fur on the sides. Go all around the legs. Then you want to eventually work your way to the back. You want to do the fur all around the bear. You want to do all the arms and the legs. And you want to create that fur-like texture. And finally, what I like to do is when I do the fur for the face, I like to just do little shorter strokes to make the fur, it will look a little finer on the face. So you just do a little bit on the face, like this. You know, and there's another thing that I like to do before I do the fur. You have a teddy bear. You want him to smile. So what I like to do is take the toothpick and make like a little smiley face, like this. You make a little smiley face. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. You take and do like a little smiley face. because we have a happy bear here. And we're going to do a little more of the fur here. The short strokes for the head. And what I also like to do too is for the ears, you make like little indentations with the toothpick. You make the little indentations, and that gives gives a more realistic look. So you go and you do that. You make the indentations. And so, but what you eventually want to do is when you're working with the bear, I'll show you what a completed bear looks like. This is what the bear will look like when you're completed. You've gone all around the bear. As you can see, this one here has got all the fur I created. And you go all around the bear. And one other thing I like to do with this type of clay too is this is going to be fired in the oven. The type of clay that I'm using. And it will be fired at 275 for 20 minutes. But before you do that, put it in the oven, what I want you to do is this type of clay is I'll take and I'll put a toothpick just in the bottom a little bit to create a hole. It just allows the gases to escape from the clay. And and after you fire it in the oven, what you want to do is you want to have a supervising adult if you're going to use this type of clay. But as I said, you can use the other type of modeling clay. This clay here will never harden, so you can use it again and again. So if you make a project or a bear and you don't like it, you can just redo it again. Or if you want to use the air-dried one, you can, like this one here, this will dry. And then what I like to do is get some kind of paints in an art store. And what the paints are, they're acrylic paints. I usually like to get them, you know, in a package. You probably might get like 12 or 15 bottles of paint. And when you get this paint, what you'll do is you have all kinds of different colors. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to use 2 different colors. It's almost like a cream color for the fur and the black for the eyes. So what we will do is I will show you how to paint the bear. If what you want to do is take the paints, you're going to take, I have a couple of brushes here. You know, just some simple brushes. You can get them in any art store. And what I like to do is take the one that's a little wider, and I'm going to use that for the body. The one with a finer point here, you're going to use for the eyes. So I'll show you how to paint the bear. We will take, and what you do is you go back and forth with these types of strokes. You're going to paint the entire bear. You're going to, so as you can see, you go back and forth, up and down. And when you're doing this, you want to kind of look to make sure that you're filling it in. When you go back and forth, make sure that you're filling in all those areas. Now what I like to do is, once I finish the front part of the bear, I like to work to the legs and do the legs here, just like so. And don't worry about getting on your hands, or this type of paint washes off very easily. And what I like to do is I'll continue working all the legs. Each leg, you paint all around the bear. And like you see, I'm going to do this leg here. And finally, basically, you'll just do all 4 legs. And then what I usually like to do is I would like to do the eyes. I'll show you. We're going to use black for the eyes. I'll move this out of the way. You got the nice fine point. You take, and when you do the eyes, as you can see here, we're going to take And you just paint on those little dots now. As you can see here, you just paint very carefully. And you're going to do the same for the other eye. And just take your time. And don't worry if you get a little paint on the bear. You can always touch them up afterward. Like if you hit the body where you've already painted. And then I'm going to do the nose. So that's what it will start to look like. What you will do is you will continue working on the bear. And this is what the final product should look like. This is what the final bear will look like. As you can see, I painted the eyes and the nose. You can see the mouth that we had done. And I had painted the entire body. So this is what your final bear should look like when you are completed. So, you know, you just want to remember to keep it fun. There's a lot of fun things you can do with this clay. There's a lot of amazing things. As you can see, some of the sculptures I've done here, I've been working with clay a very long time, since I was a little kid, and I've really enjoyed doing it, and I've had a lot of fun with it. And that's what we want to do here, is just make it fun and keep it simple. And I want to thank you today for coming to Creations in Clay, and I'm going to get back to working on my project here, and we'll see you next time.